So we got this taken care of. One comment I had about checks not getting where they go, ACH should fix that on those contract stuff. So you guys might want to consider that. ACH checks don't get lost.
What are ACH checks?
Automatic,
Oh,
electronic, transferred by electronics.
ETF.
there you go.
Yeah.
Why don't you say that new technology?
We are in the 2000s.
We're in the 21st century.
We're only about 14 years behind right here. Okay, so moving forward, I'll touch on this real quick. The siren that's dead, outside warning device. JR took that proposal to put it at the hospital. The hospital board, we've got 4 responses by email because of short notice. We did it by email, and they canceled their board meeting last week. So 4 yeses, and so that leaves 3 people undecided so far. And I mean, that's a majority. They're all okay with that. The stipulation is they only want it to blow either none or once a day rather than 3 times a day. Okay. So that's kind of where they're at. JR took that to the city council Monday, and they didn't like it, and they didn't give him a reason why. They just said they didn't think that was a good spot for it. You know, the company that's selling the siren mapped that for us, gave us good graphical reasons why that would go there. This city county owned. And
Do we have a secondary location in mind?
no, the city council had no help. So JR and I will approach them again into the 11th, I believe.
Okay.
Yes. So forward, the I guess I'm going to pass these out. AT&T. This is an initial baseline quote. I think it's going to be higher than this. I'm guessing closer to 50,000. We don't have a lot of choices here, so that's, like I say, it kind of just gets it basic equipment. There's a few upgrades I've had them do.
$40,166.88.
I mean, we can get into the details of it if you want, but it's pretty complicated, so.
This would come out of what? The county general equipment account?
It's for all departments, so
Yeah.
I would say county general.
And this is what's going to lower our phone bills from
Yeah.
$2 a minute to...
So if you figure we spend 50,000 on that phone system, and we're currently paying, as of June 1, we have spent 15,000 roughly, those aren't the exact numbers, on phone and long distance, and another 1,600 on internet. I think in 2 years we could pay for that system and then start reaping the rewards, so to speak. The new monthly cost for phone and internet would be $2,000 a month versus right now we're paying $1,500 to $2,500 depending on long distance, and that's $750 a month for $1,016 a month for the internet. So we'd have savings there too. Minimal, I mean less than $500 a month, but so I think to me it's a win. And without a solid quote, I can't really. I mean, I can give you all the papers in the world, but until we finally get a finalized quote, I mean, I'm basically just saying 50,000. So that's kind of where I'm at with that.
So right now, this is just a proposal.
Yeah, it's just a baseline, trying to get some numbers on the paper. They're mapping the network now. I just talked to him, and he's got a new map, but I said, well, I'm in a meeting now, so it doesn't do any good now.
Do you think you'll have good numbers by the next meeting?
Yes, I'm going to demand it.
Okay.
Just
Why don't we table this until the next meeting? Well, I mean, we can't make a motion even based on this.
But we
so.
did table
Okay.
Matt Wilson, you and Matt Wilson's quote from last meeting.
Yeah, and I've kind of incorporated some of that into this next quote because
All right.
I think if we're going to put Avaya switches in for the phone system, I'd like to put Avaya switches throughout and let them all talk to each other nice. They just play better, so that's kind of where I was at with that. I don't.
What type of warranty does this electronic stuff have?
2 years on most of it. Some is 3, but the high-end switches have 3 generally. There is some lease options. I don't know. To me, I think you're better off to own it. And there is payment plans too. But again, if you have it in the courthouse general, to me, I would buy it. But that's your decision, not mine. So. Any questions about phones or internet or?
No.
Okay.
Did you?
Other than these are all gonna be covered under our insurance policy, right, in case lightning hits them and blows them out.
Yep. Chances of that are pretty slim because fiber optics don't carry lightning. And that will be connected to fiber.
Yet.
It's lightning
New
fast.
New technology, it might start.
But yeah, I mean, if it's infrastructure, then insurance is covered.
All right.
I've got an extra copy somewhere I can give you. So I think that kind of sums that up. And that also, that phone system would include one phone at Dave's shop in town, and internet up there would be separate. I'd let him buy that internet up there separately. That way he gets whatever, he can budget that way. And then that also replaces the phone system at the EM building. So there'd be cost savings there as well. This building would house that system, and there'd be a VPN, which virtual private network that would reroute that back here. So those calls would be routed back through this Avaya system. Makes perfect sense. It's a giant PBX is all it is. Complicated PBX based off IP instead of copper. That's all you gotta know.
Yeah. I know
Just
what
say
PBX
yes.
is. Yes. I know what PBX is.
I didn't either. What is PBX?
It's a business system, phone business system.
All right.
Yeah.
Fine.
The old comm dials and Merlin systems, those were all PBXs.
Don't complicate us anymore.
All right, let's move forward then. Just a few comments mainly. County attorney answered many of my questions this morning, and not just mine, but all the department heads are asking the same questions, and I'm sure she knows that as well. You probably have heard it, but time clock pay system, policy handbook, thank you very much for getting that cleared up. At least we won't be hounding everyone now for another month, so that helps a lot. And the credit card question, that was answered as well. Thank you for that. That helps a lot because everybody's like, what's going on, what's going on? So appreciate that. And thank you for working on it. And the policy handbook especially, I mean, I think we've put a lot of time and effort even as employees into that, and I just hate to see it die now. So it's like my boost of confidence, get after it. Let's make it happen. So.
Well, I see your quote expires on the 17th of next month.
Yeah, and that'll be updated today. So
Okay.
we'll work through another map, and then we'll get a new one. So
Eric, on
Yes.
this questionnaire, I'll get with you after the meeting, or maybe next week, but I'd like you to go over the technical part
I
of
did
this.
do that.
Yeah, Eric and I have already
Yeah.
done that.
Okay,
So-
then I can get it from you? All right.
I don't-
Yeah.
I'm not that up to speed on
Yeah, the technical part of it, she's got all
Yeah,
the answers.
okay.
So.
I filled out as much as I can as far as the technical side of it, that what is and already is, but most of those questions that the board needs to answer is on the business side of it, and how you want the system structured, when your pay period is, clocking in and out, overtime.
The business rules?
The business rules.
Okay.
Mhm. That's really the section that needs to be addressed by the
Okay.
board. Those
You know,
others-
and in some ways, that's going to help you, because that's essentially a questionnaire to help me fill in that section of the handbook.
Handbook? Okay. All right.
Yeah, because those answers answer lots of your questions.
Yes.
So, yeah. Anything else for
Okay.
me?
No?
But you'll have better numbers next meeting, you think?
Yeah, I told them I really wanted something today, and that didn't happen. But it's AT&T, and they're difficult, so we're working through it.
Technology.
Yeah, technology is difficult. I think that was it.
Okay.
I think it's something I'll holler.
Okay, thanks, Eric.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
How are you guys doing? Not too bad. Sign is yours, Pam.
Thank you.
Do you want to do this? Or do you- Okay, my name is Daniel Holdsworth, and I'm with the Shawnee County Conservation District. And I'm going to give you guys our budget report here. I mailed you guys a copy last week, this letter, and also the PowerPoint. I just made a quick PowerPoint presentation instead of me actually going over it. That'd give you guys some time to review it beforehand. Did you guys have any questions from that from that PowerPoint, and any questions I can answer of that first? Okay, attached here is my budget report for 2016 and what we're asking for 17. After my last board meeting a couple weeks ago, we know you guys gave us $25,000 last year, and we're very, very grateful for that. And with all the restraints and cutbacks and everything coming, we're going to scale back, and we're asking for 23, because we know that you guys have a lot to have to cover and run thin. So the state of Kansas matches that. They don't match it 100%. It's a formula based on the 105 counties. And so we're not going to get a full 100%. So last year, I have not yet received the $25,000 from the state. That'll come after the fiscal year, so here in the next couple weeks. But it will come out to maybe, I think it was like 22 something. So it doesn't match it 100, it matches it up to a certain percentage. With the money that we get from the commissioners and then also the state of Kansas, it helps me fund education projects, which is a big to-do for us. It helps pay our payroll, our insurance, and just to keep the doors of the conservation district open. Let's see what else. Last year we had a little bit more come out of there because with the extra allotment that we got, I had to upgrade our computer and our printer and QuickBooks. So that was a pretty major spend, but that should hopefully last quite a while. Let's see. We also sell trees in the springtime, which help bring in revenue to the conservation district, but that goes into our small business account. It does not come into our operations account, and money cannot, from the operations that we get from you guys and from the state of Kansas, cannot go into the small business. It's strictly just day-to-day operations at the district. Any other questions I can answer for you guys with that? Pretty short and sweet. That's all I got.
No, I read over everything that you mailed to me, so I'm familiar
I was
with
actually
your...
able to open it. You don't know how rare that is. Yeah, I got that through too, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I thought I could review it at the commissioner meeting, but it might take a while, so
No.
it'd be quicker just to
By
do
sending
it on
it
your own
out,
time.
I wish more people would do that, and that would cut down the time we spend here.
Right.
Well, did you guys have any questions, Ed?
No.
Rodney, did you have any questions then?
No.
Okay. And we'll have our spot check tour again in August. Rodney went last year. I'll keep you guys informed as to when we do that. But anything that we do, you guys are more than welcome to attend, even when we do field days or teaching sessions, anything. We'll use the help. So, and I gave Deb the original, right? All right. Well, thank you guys very much.
Thank you, Danielle.
All right, did you have that? I hand out the adjustments?
Yes. Actually, there was, and I meant to make copies of this. That is the language, and Nicole, did Jeff Paulson get that language on
Yes.
the lease from you?
Yes.
I meant to make copies of that for everybody.
That is what we discussed last time about changing that agreement, and that was the language you guys had previously said you were comfortable with.
Are we going to stick with the 6 mils then? Is that what?
Yeah, I mean, essentially all we were changing is when we're receiving the payment. That was the only discussion
Was
about
November and when?
that.
I know the last one was November.
And here is his monthly report that he gives out.
June through November, okay. Yeah, that helps us close out the end of the year.
It helps. It helps
Oh,
Good
yeah.
Samaritan, and I think it
Yeah,
helps the county
yeah, it
in the long
helps
run to be
everybody.
a little more financially aware.
Well, yeah, we don't have to encumber money because we're waiting on an invoice we know we're going to get.
So we'll need,
I'll make a motion that we approve amendment number 1 to the operations transfer and lease agreement with the Evangelical Lutheran Good Samaritan Society.
And I think it's addendum number 1, not amendment.
Oh, addendum number 1, sorry.
I haven't even read that yet. Give it to me. I'll second it.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Okay, you can sign that.
and Mr. Paulson is actually up in Sioux Falls right now, and that's why he is not here. With his report, the combined operating cost for both units is at a negative $47,840. And so he did bring me an invoice to be paid. And so based on your approval of the addendum, we would also need approval of, that would allow a payment of this $47,000. Because this goes from January to May.
Through May, 5 months.
Any questions?
I just want to know why their average resident numbers just keep going down and down.
I know it, it's distressing.
It's distressing because
How many empty beds?
well, there's 24.4 in the Good Sam. We've still got an average residence in the apartments of 11. And
So that means 10 and a half empty beds.
yeah, it just,
And how many empty apartments?
is there 14, how many apartments is there?
11, I believe.
I don't remember.
There should be more than 11.
No,
because
there's more than 11.
In January, there's 12.8%, or 12.8 is the number.
Last I checked, there were 3 empty apartments.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with what's going on here, but I went to the meeting that, I forget the name of the committee, the ones that want to spend all that money up on the hill.
Mm-hmm.
And they are saying that they are intending to lose no more than $33,000 a year, and then they can make their bond issue work. Am I kind of making sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So-
I'm not familiar with the numbers that specific. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So if they're losing 10,000, I'm rounding this off.
Yeah.
If they're losing 10,000 a month, that's 120,000 a year. So they have, instead of losing 33,000 a year, they're losing $120,000 a year, and the numbers aren't going to work to pay off the bonds.
Yeah.
I guess that's just a citizen's
Okay.
notation or whatever.
Okay.
Has nothing to do with what's going on. There's going to be a vote on it.
Make a motion that we pay the first semi-annual payment to the Good Samaritan Society in the amount of $47,840.
What fund does that come out of?
It comes out of the Home for the Aged account.
And they've got that.
Yes, there is funding in there.
I'll second it.
And this is in accordance with the contract from, what, 2014? Yeah. I think that's when it was signed.
When was it, 23rd?
It says on
I've
that
got a
paper
copy
that
of
you
it
sent.
here, but I don't have it handy.
Well, where's that one I just
I
gave you?
think it was the
written
first
right
year,
on there.
first year I was in, I think it was 13.
It says 13, I think. Where's the paper I just handed you with the change in wording?
Oh, it went down there for signature.
Well, it's on there. I
Yeah.
think it's
Right.
2013.
April of 2013.
There.
14. I thought it was 14.
13.
13?
13.
Oh, further back than
April
that.
30th of 2013 was the lease agreement.
Yeah.
So we'll put that in and
second.
get,
Oh, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
if you'll just initial that when you bring it back down the table, please.
It just seems frustrating to me that we pick up all the bills and it just, when they do well, we thought we were going to get some money back, and Dale and Ernie and I were all excited, and then it turned around that they had it in the account up at Sioux Falls.
Well, you did get money back last year, but the 2 years prior to that, I think it was at a loss. So I'd have to look back.
Yeah,
I'd rather look forward.
we got to have it, but when people wonder why things are expensive. It's just keeping everything running is just a difficult thing.
So, I guess this is the main issue for me that's going on in this county. So, if the bond issue passes and they can't pay it off, it's going to require a tax increase down the line because the county's going to be obligated to pay those bonds. I think that's all I have to say about it.
I think you hit the nail on the head.
Can we maybe get a letter to Good Sam and encourage them to advertise whatever we need to do to get more people up there, or find out what the problem is? Maybe if it's CNAs, get more. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like that's probably best addressed with having
just
them
the
here
judge.
and having a
Okay.
discussion with them
Yeah.
about it.
Can we take a quick break?
Yeah.
Huh?
I said, and it's safe for some.